So this is how to graph a linear inequality. So we have the inequality 2x minus 3y is greater or equal to 6. Well, the first thing that we'd like to do is we'd like to graph this inequality. Now I have two choices. I can solve this inequality for y, so I get it in y equals mx plus b form, which is great. Or I can plug in points and get a table of values that I could then graph and make my line. I am going to solve for y to make it into y equals mx plus b form. So the first thing I'm going to do is subtract 2x from both sides of the inequality. So I have 3y is greater or equal to 6 minus 2x. Now, to get the y by itself, I'm going to have to do the opposite of what's happening right now, and y is being multiplied by negative 3. So the opposite of multiplying by negative 3 is dividing by negative 3. So I'm going to divide both these by negative 3, divide by negative 3. So negative 3y divided by negative 3 is just y. Now, when you multiply or divide by a negative number, when dealing with inequalities, the inequality is going to switch directions. So instead of being greater than or equal to, it's going to be less than or equal to. 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. And negative 2 divided by negative 3. Well, negative divided by negative is a positive. And so we'll just have 2/3 that I'm going to leave in fractional form. And it's still being multiplied by x. So my inequality sorry, I stopped in the middle. My son just lost his tooth at school. Not nearly as cool as having a rocket pull it out on video, but that's another YouTube video. Another story, another time. So, where was I? Okay, so we have the inequality y is less than or equal to 2/3 x minus 2. So, my y-intercept is negative 2. So at 0, negative 2, I'm going to put a dot. My slope is positive 2/3, so that's up 2 to the right 3. Up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. Up 2, right 3. And I'm going to work in the opposite direction as well. I'll use a slightly darker color so you can see it a little bit better at home. So down 2, left 3. And so I'm out. Oh, sorry, this one should have been here, sorry. And then I'll connect the dots. Now, we have to decide whether this is an open or closed line. You'll remember that an open line does not include the values on the line as part of the solution. An open line is shown as a dashed line, and that open line is going to occur when you have a less than or greater than symbol. A closed line is going to be a solid line, which is what you have been graphing for a long time now. This means that the values on the line can be part of the solution set. And the symbol will be the less than or equal to and the greater than or equal to symbol. So now that we have our line graphed, let's figure out if it's open or closed. Well, it can be equal to, so therefore we have a closed line. So I'm just going to leave it as a closed line. The last part for graphing an inequality is finding out which area you have to shade, because 2x minus 3y doesn't have to equal 6, it just has to be bigger than 6. So I'm going to pick a point that isn't on the line. I'm going to pick 0, 0. And I'm going to plug in 0, 0 in for x and y. So I have 2 times 0 minus 3 times 0 is less than or equal to 6. Well, 0 times 2 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0. So if 0 is greater than or equal to 6. That is a false statement. So 0, 0 is not in the solution set. So I must shade everything that is not in the solution set, or not in the region where 0, 0 occurs. And that is how you graph a linear inequality.